Hello, my name is Andrew, and I am starting a Kali Linux tutorial series. This is going to include Kali Linux tools, new platforms, new frameworks for Kali, and I just wanted to start this tutorial with a Mac here, converting your Mac OSX into a Kali Linux machine. Well, not converting, you're going to dual boot it. Now, the reason I want to dual boot it is because I don't want to erase all this stuff I have on my Mac, but I also want to have a pretty good version of Kali running on it instead of using VirtualBox. Because VirtualBox I found has some limitations. Kali's slower on there and everything's just less because it's not an actual computer. And also the Wi-Fi, there's no actual Wi-Fi card in there. You have to like download them or like something like get a USB for that, but still. So first thing I want to do is go to my disk utility. We want to go into this new drive that I plugged in. You can use any drive, I think. Going to go to erase. You're going to name it something, and you're going to call it MSDOS-FAT for the format. Well, I've already created this, so I don't want to do that again. The scheme is the guide partition map, so you're fine there. Now, second thing, look at where this is. Look at this. Type is disk, and device is disk 2. Remember that. That's going to be important later. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Kali Linux homepage, or the kali.org. Go to the download section. Here you're going to find the images. Now, I'm pretty sure that most Macs run a 64-bit system. Mine, this is a 2008 El Capitan OSX model. Now, see here, 13-inch 2008 late. And this has a 2.4 gigahertz Intel core. There's two of them, and 4 gigabytes of RAM. So that's pretty good. And it's got NVIDIA GeForce graphics. So GeForce, graphics cards are very important when password cracking. Storages are all these. The memory, as I said, 4 gigabytes altogether. That's pretty much that. Anyway, I'm going to go with a 64-bit because my computer can handle that. 32-bit, okay, that's nice, but that's just for a different type. Now, there's this thing called HTTP and torrent. HTTP means, website. See up here, this is HTTPS. This is going to go to a different, like a downloads website. So when I click it, it's going to go there, and now my antivirus is blocking the new website, but I'm already downloading this. Well, I already downloaded it, so I don't need that. Anyway, there's a torrent section next to it right here. That's going to give you a torrent page, which you're going to put on your uTorrent or whatever torrenting thing you have. That's going to download the image. What I don't like about torrenting is that it slows down your internet, because after it's downloaded, it's going to automatically seed it, and people forget to turn off the seeding, and also sometimes it can get a bit illegal. Anyway, this is my recording device, Camtasia 3, in case anyone was wondering. Now we're going to go to Bootable Drive Maker. Now you see, I already did this. I selected an ISO. It's going to take your ISO image, which I put on my desktop. It's going to put it in. Now you see over here, device. If you have more than one device, you're going to be refreshing it. So quit that so I can actually go into it. So it's called, there we go, Bootable Drive Maker. See, is that you get to choose in case it's more than one, which I only have one here. Now remember what I said back there about disk utility? This is disk 2, and so is my drive. Now you can refresh device list and it'll give you something else, I think. Now, there's 3 options here: an ISO, IMG, and a DMG. Now, the thing is that whatever one you pick in here, it'll work really, because if you put an ISO, which is what you get off the website, it's going to convert it to a DMG file. And DMG files are what boot up on Mac, because Windows boot up on ISO files. Now, IMG, I haven't worked with that, so I wouldn't really know too much about that, but I'm pretty sure it would convert it. So I already converted. You can convert yours to DMG on something else. you know, like terminal. That's fun. People do that a lot. Well, yeah, that'll take some more time though if you do it on here, but point is you can do it. And that's how this works. And this is going to add bootable files to it. So if you've ever put a USB in your Mac and you tried, you know, booting it up with some other operating system, and sometimes it might work, but sometimes it doesn't. Well, the thing is, the reason why for that is because I didn't have the bootable files, or sometimes that OS did, and it worked on Mac. While Kali Linux is a Debian system, or Linux, so that won't work for Mac. Windows is very open to many operating systems, except for like Mac. That's a bit hard to do on Windows machines. But point is that this is going to add the bootable files for your Kali Linux Mac thing. That's what I'm going to call it now. So once you're done with that, it'll say it's done. And by the way, it will take a while. I mean, like a good while. So I did that. Now, what we're going to do next is that you're going to turn your computer off, or you're going to shut it down. Now, when you press the turn on button, you're going to be pressing Control. Yeah, you're going to be Control. Yeah, sorry. You're going to be pressing Option R. Option R is going to be giving you the boot menu. So I'm going to come back to you when I do that. Alright, I'm back here. I am going to be videoing on this phone because I can't actually use my screen recorder. Now this is going to be hard because I gotta use one hand. Now you see this is my USB drive verbatim. So we are going to hold this until everything just turns off, until that turns off. You'll hear that little click there. Now anyway, it's going to be hard. Alright, so you're going to press the power button. You're going to press Option R. So I'm going to press the power button and quickly put there. No, I mean, sorry. It's just Option. I just remember. I just had a brain fart there. So what's going to happen is going to give this screen. It's going to be a while. You got to hold this until it shows the boot. And your USB should probably be lighting up a bit, though mine was. Anyway. There we go. Now you see, this says EFI boot because it's got the boot files and that's what it's going to register as. Now the thing is that I kept trying this forever, and with this one and a really bad USB, like a really horrible one, I was sure I had to buy a USB that was really high quality and all that, but actually I didn't. I just realized I had to use Bootmaker from Mac, that program I just showed y'all, because I was trying different methods and it didn't work. So you're going to click EFI boot. You're going to go to there. Now this says live system and all that. We want to start installer. Wait for that. And you're going to come to this screen. English, United States, American English or something. Protecting hardware and all that. Loading additional components. And I'll come back to you when we get to some important parts of the download process later. But first, we gotta wait for this to do this. Now you see is that later we're going to come upon the Wi-Fi part, or the network managing parts, and that might be a bit complicated. If you have an Ethernet cord, I strongly suggest you put it in. If you don't, it'll work fine, but it might be better to load it up with there. But we're not going to do that. We're going to wait for this to run through. This is detecting the network, so gotta wait for that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's going to say you're missing firmware. If you have it, you can load it in, but I don't, so I'm not going to do that. It's detecting the etho, waiting for the link local address, configuring the network with DHCP. There we go. Yeah, it's not using the DHCP protocol because I don't have any Ethernet connected. That's fine. I will try. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to connect my Ethernet to it, so I'll be back when I've done that. Alright, I'm back, and we got to the host name. I'm going to press enter to continue. I put Kali in it. Sorry, I just got back, and it's really weird. Alright, domain name, I'm not putting anything in, because I'm not going to let that configure on its own. The root password, well, I'll hide down here, because I don't want anyone seeing how many characters I put in there, in case they might guess it. Press continue. Alright, after it's done that, it's going to be setting up the clock. We're going to wait for that to finish. Getting time from a network time server. Alright, I'm going to put central. And detecting disks and all other hardware. Now, we're coming up to the part that is really important here. See, is that after all this, we're going to get to the disks and where you're going to be doing all the loading. Alright. Manual. Alright, looky here. We've got an entire all this. Now, remember remember that partition you made? I made it 66.1 gigabytes. Well, that is mine there. Right there. We are going to delete it. Deleting the partition. We're going to delete this. You see, I had already put all of this here, so you will not be seeing this. Basically, you'll be seeing 70.1 gigabytes of free space. And you're going to click that. And you're going to automatically partition the free space. Now, I want to stop you here. This is where I made some mistakes. See, is that I was trying to persistence drive it on Mac. And you can't really persistence drive it on Mac. So, you got to make a partition on the actual computer. And I'm going to all files in one partition because everybody likes new users. And you see, it's going to write down all that, the 66.4 swap and all that, and you're going to write changes to disk. And yes, it's partitions formatting. It's going to partition or formatting those partitions for you, and now it's going to start the installation. Now, this could take a while. I'm just warning y'all. So, I will get back to you when it's done. Alright, this just finished installing, and now it's booting into it. Can't wait. Now, I just want to say something about the boot up here. See, there, it just says Kali Linux, no live and all that. So it's going into it, it's loading the initial RAM disk. Alright, dev system. Yeah, it might take a little longer to boot up the first time, you know. And fail to all that network stuff, don't worry about that. Everything seems to be okay. Almost done. Yeah, the trackpad's now working, so that's good. It's authorizing all the managers and all the stuff that you would get when you're first starting off. And there we go, username. We're going to do root. Signing in. And boom, we gotta wait for this. Yeah, it might take a little while to load the first time, you know. This is new for the Mac, technically new. You know, I've already done this before, but you know how it is. New software is new, all that. So now I want to talk about what happens when you want to boot between the Macs. Unfortunately, I tried doing one of those things where adding the programs where you can switch on whenever you power off. Well, here's the thing. You gotta power off this, when you switch. You gotta press the control button right there. The option button, sorry. Option here. And you gotta hold it until that boot menu comes up. You'll see the Mac OSX and then the recovery drive. Well, you're going to click on the Mac OSX, press enter, and then you'll boot into Mac OSX. Now, if you want to boot back into Kali, you turn this off, and you just press it on, and it'll automatically boot into Kali. That's that simple. So, it's funny, because now you gotta press this, turn it off, and all that, and then you gotta use the option key to boot into Mac, but you just gotta turn it off, and then turn it back on, and it'll boot into Kali Linux. I don't know why it's taking so long. Come on. Oh well, it should come up sooner or later. But point is, yeah, this is a new system and all that. So it should be running soon. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's better. That's awesome. Now, you see, it's got Wi-Fi there, see? Not connected. I just want to show you something. Airmon-ng. And we got LAN 0. Now the chip says non-Mac, and report this and all that. Well, you can add a USB, USB Wi-Fi. I actually ordered that. I'm still waiting for it to arrive. And then you can put the disk in and it'll download and you can download the drivers. Now, cool thing that happens. If, for whatever reason, if you have those Airmon, when you do you will check, kill, when you try some Wi-Fi hacks and the Wi-Fi goes down, means that you can't even see the Wi-Fi, so it's not there anymore. See, it just killed those processes. So we go airmon-ng, and it says LAN 0 still. Yeah, well, that's off, so we gotta restart it. So net services, hold on, yeah, service network dash manager start. Now service networking start, and that should restart the Wi-Fi. See, it's right back there. And there are other ways to do it as well, but I'm talking about if you use airmon-ng and then you try kill all processes and all that. Or wait, hold on. Airmon-ng kill. Yeah, darn it. Well, point is, what happens is that when you have LAN 0 mon, on there, where it says this, LAN 0 mon. Hold on, dang it. Alright, LAN 0 mon on there. What you're going to do to get back LAN 0, because when you have LAN 0 on, and you're starting, oh yeah, I know. Airmon-ng LAN 0 start. This is going to start the monitor mode, and that's for Wi-Fi hacking. Sorry, I got the code wrong. Start LAN 0. There. It's starting that. Now look here. It's off. See? Nothing there. This is just started monitor mode for that. Now we're going to type see airmon-ng. And you see it says LAN 0 mon. That means LAN 0 is in monitor mode. See, that's what the mon means. So what we want to do is airmon-ng stop LAN 0 mon. You'll stop the interface there, and you get your Wi-Fi back. See, right there. That's simple. Easy. Those are 2 ways to restart your Wi-Fi, and in a later tutorial, I will teach you how to make a program for that. That way you don't have to do all that stuff. But yeah, it works. I'm going to connect to the Wi-Fi. Select network. I'm on this one. Gotta type password. Hold on. Alright, it should take a little bit to load. It's connecting right now. Ah, there we go. It's connected. Now we're going to go to Firefox. I would recommend getting Tor browser for this. You know, that's more secure. Hold on. It might take a while to load up the first one. There we go. Yeah. And you are now connected to the internet. Yay! So let's go to YouTube.com. And you see it's loading up. And you got it! Awesome! Yay! This is amazing. We just dual boot. Now we're going to get back into the Mac. So you're just going to turn this off. Everything's going to turn off like that. Press the power button. Go to option quickly. Wait for that sound. Going to come here. See, Mac OSX. Oh, I can take this drive out. You don't need that. That's not. There's not gonna be anything there for you to pick. Go to Mac OSX, and you're booting up Mac. Alright, after the login screen, load up, gets the login screen, you'll get to here. That's simple. You're back in Mac. Now to get back to Linux, turn it off. I'm just gonna give you that. I'm just holding it until it turns off, like that. Press it on. Hear the sound. See here, it's not going to give me an Apple logo, or I'm not pressing that, so it's not going to go back to the Hitachi stuff or the boot menu. It's just going to automatically boot into the Kali. See? Black screen. That means it's booting into Kali. Right there. And that's how you do it. So, please subscribe, comment. I will make future videos soon. So, see you then.